Hey everybody, it's James. How you doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Patreon poll pick, and the theme for the poll was Santa. And they chose Miracle on 34th Street, the 1947 version, because apparently there's more than one. And then I had to do a follow-up poll because I found out there is a color and a black and white version of this movie. And the black and white version won by like 90%. I'm serious. So it's very obvious they want me to watch the black and white version. I don't know how I feel about seeing Santa. You know, no red coat, no white trim, all in black and white. Well, white, black and white trim. But, you know, the red is going to be gone. That'll be interesting to see what that's like in black and white. If you don't know the backstory of me, I am an ex-Iowa farmer who grew up in the middle of nowhere and only had 3 channels on my TV, so we didn't watch it. And I became a massive bookworm, and I have been a massive bookworm for 30 plus years. And I cared more about books than movies until my oldest children convinced me to start this channel and start catching up on pop culture and watching all these awesome US movies. So come along on this journey with me. I am finding new actors and actresses and types of movies that I like and don't like all the time. And yeah, everybody's having a really good time with it. I'm very positive, and I will get a giggle out of you every single movie, almost guaranteed. But yeah, let's watch Miracle on 34th Street. It is in 4:3. Which I should have figured it's in 4:3, not 16:9. It's in 4:3. 20th Century Fox, okay. Miracle on 34th Street. I think the oldest movie I've seen, it's on Patreon, it's not on YouTube, is The Producers from like 1967, I think. That's the oldest movie I think I've ever seen. How old is It's a Wonderful Life? Because I've seen that. Not on the channel, just in my life. Produced by William. How many of these people are still alive? Any of them? Because this even, so 47, we're what? There's 50, 70 years ago? 76 years ago? Is this Santa?
You got them mixed up. You're making a mistake with a reindeer.
How does he know what their names are?
You've got Cupid where Blitzen should be.
Oh, how does he know?
Donna's antlers have got 4 points instead of 3. Still, I don't suppose anybody had noticed that except myself.
Nobody's gonna notice, because nobody knows that except for you. You have a wonderful beard. He's got the big rosy cheeks. Look at that, not one picture in the newspaper. They're all just articles. Oh, we got floating balloons.
You're on the program float.
Yeah, we're floats.
And that rubber-dub-dub 3 men in a tub float just isn't big enough. We can get the butcher and the baker in, but the
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Shellhammer, but I've got enough to do to take care of the people.
Oh dear, I was so hoping that you... George!
Oh, he does not know you how to use the whip. Is he drinking?
Don't mind if I show you, eh?
No, sir.
No.
Yeah.
You would...
Yeah, he's drunk.
Don't you realize there are thousands of children lining the streets?
That's not a very good Santa outfit. Look at the size of the belt. It's like gigantic. It goes all the way up to here.
Who's in charge of this parade?
When you find out, you tell me.
What are you doing out of costume? Now get back and get dressed. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought you were
Yeah.
our Santa Claus.
Your
No.
Santa Claus is intoxicated.
Oh, no!
Yes, it's disgraceful.
Oh, he got him in trouble for sure.
A man's got to do something to keep warm.
Julian, get some black coffee. Plenty of it.
Yes, Miss Ward.
Oh, goodness.
Jingle all the day.
So he's going to become the Santa.
Could you be Santa Claus?
Madam, I am not in the habit of substituting for spurious Santa Clauses. No.
Oh,
There's a lot of kiddos.
The children mustn't be disappointed.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Strip him. I love how nice everybody looks with their hats and their outfits. We're pretty lazy with the way we dress nowadays. We dress to be comfortable, right? That's what it's about being comfortable.
Wonderful! He's the best we've ever had, and he didn't need any padding.
well, I just turned round and there he was.
I'm glad you turned round. You gonna ride in a motorcycle or a car?
No, I'm going to go home and get in a hot tub, and I might stay
Yeah.
there until next Thanksgiving.
It's probably cool.
Mrs. Walker!
He thought she was drinking. General Motors, look at the buildings. What it looks like nowadays, right? You could do a frame by frame on down that road. I like marching bands. My son was in marching band for 1 year, and oh my God, he hated it more than anything.
Where's Susan?
She's watching the parade.
Where? With whom?
With that Mr. Gailey who lives in the front apartment.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there you
I've
go.
been keeping an eye on
He's
him.
just on the other side.
He certainly is a giant, isn't he?
Not really. There are no giants, Mr. Gailey.
In olden days, there were a lot of...
No, you're not gonna fool me, buddy.
What about the giant that Jack killed?
Jack?
Jack and the Beanstalk?
Jack
the
and
Beanstalk.
the Beanstalk.
Yeah, of course.
I never heard of that.
No! It's a good story.
Oh, your mother and father must have told you a fairy tale.
Ooh, we're smoking a pipe.
I don't know whether my father thinks they're silly or not. I never met my father. We
Oh.
were divorced when I was a baby.
Ooh, that's a big deal in the 40s.
I'm Susan's mother.
Yes, I know. Won't you come in? I'm Fred Gailey.
What do you think of my parade?
It's much better than last year's.
Oh, she did good.
And I want to thank you for being so kind to Susan.
I must confess it's part of a deep-dyed plot. I also want to meet you.
Oh, ho, ho.
There goes Santa Claus. He's much better than last year's. At
Oh.
least this one doesn't wear glasses.
Wait, isn't Santa supposed to have glasses?
I see she doesn't believe in Santa Claus either.
Nope.
No fantasies of any kind.
No Easter Bunny.
I think we should be realistic and completely truthful with our children.
Oh, come on.
Mother, I was thinking, we've got such a big turkey for dinner.
Oh, don't even think about it. I'll have a sandwich or something.
Oh,
I'm sure Mr. Gailey has other plans.
And I must admit I haven't any other plans.
Please,
I don't want
Mother.
to...
ah,
Didn't I ask all right, Mr. Gailey?
ah, he set her up. He set her up for it.
Dinner's at 3.
Oh, ho, ho, gotten in.
Everybody's crazy about him. So is Mr. Macy.
Oh, they want to hire him.
I just know that with that man on the throne, my department will sell more toys than it ever has.
Oh, well, you know, it's going to cost you. You got to hire all of his elves and his reindeer and, you know, 7th Avenue and West 34th.
Gee, that sure is an elegant costume.
Yes, I've had it for years.
I play Santa Claus over at the wine near our block, see?
You enjoy impersonating me?
Impersonating me.
I like to watch their faces get that Christmas look all of a sudden.
Yeah. I watched a movie called Violent Night earlier this month, and that guy had a fantastic Santa suit. Leather gloves. Oh, it was beautiful. Die Hard plus Home Alone equals Violent Night.
Well, here's a list of toys that we have to push.
Oh.
You understand?
I certainly do.
Yeah, he does. Commercialization.
Making a child take something it doesn't want. That's what I've been fighting against for years.
Make a buck. Even in Brooklyn, it's the same.
True.
What should I do with these?
Throw them on a floor.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Throw it on the floor. Man, look at the crowd.
What do you want for Christmas, Peter?
I want a fire engine just like the big ones, only smaller. It has a hose that could throw out water, and I won't do it in the house. I'll only do it in the backyard.
Oh my gosh, so many words.
Macy's ain't got any.
You'll get your fire engine.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Mom's not happy.
Listen, you wait over there.
Uh-huh.
Mama wants to thank Santa Claus, too. I tell you, Macy's ain't got any. Nobody's got any.
Now, you don't think I would have said that unless I was sure, do you?
Oh.
Oh, I keep track of the toy market pretty closely.
Whoa.
You kidding me? Only I didn't know Macy's did.
Well, as long as I'm here, they do.
I just don't get it.
Why not? He's trying to help you out. Be grateful. How about that?
Now, we've got skates, and they're very good, too, but they're not quite good enough. You go to Gimbals. They'll have exactly what you're looking for, I'm sure. There you
Oh.
are, yeah. Yeah, that's for you.
What place is this place?
I want to congratulate you and Macy's on this wonderful new stunt you're pulling. Imagine a big outfit like Macy's, putting
Oh.
the spirit of Christmas ahead of the commercial.
Oh.
From now on, I'm going to be a regular Macy customer.
Boom. He wants to hear that, baby. Yeah, that changed his mind. Flipped his coin.
Well, personally, I think it's a wonderful idea, too.
The point is, will Mr. Macy think so?
You know what? If it brings dollars in, what does he care?
Seems awfully silly, Mr. Gailey.
Oh, he's with her, with Mr. Daly again.
Santa Claus?
Why?
She gets a lot of time with the stranger across the hall.
Hey, young lady, what's your name?
Susan Walker, what's yours?
Oh, you don't believe that.
No, she's a pessimist.
But I must say you're the best looking one I've ever seen.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, go ahead, pull it.
It's real, all right.
Children, behave. This way, please. Get back in the...
Oh, is she gonna be okay with this?
I think you've taken up enough of this gentleman's time now. Come along, dear.
Yeah, you got yourself into it, buddy.
I tell her Santa Claus is a myth, and you bring her down here, and she sees hundreds of gullible children, meets a very convincing old man with real whiskers. This sets up a very harmful mental
I
conflict
get ya.
between her.
Yeah, what, you know, the poor kid might have hopes and dreams. What happened about that? Is she going back to see Santa?
I must ask you to respect my wishes regarding Susan.
Okay, Ma.
Well, young lady, and what's your name?
I'm sorry she doesn't speak English. She's Dutch.
Can he speak Dutch?
Ik ben blij dat je gekomen bent.
Ik was zeker dat u het zou begrijpen.
Wow.
Dank u, Sinterklaas, yeah.
He's having fun with her.
But when he spoke Dutch to that girl, he was so...
Susan, I speak French,
Oh.
but that doesn't make me Joan of Arc.
You said you wanted to see me, Mrs. Walker. Lovely little girl you have here.
He's kind of short, or she's really tall.
Please tell her that you're not really Santa Claus.
No.
Here I am to prove it.
No,
Yeah.
no, you misunderstand.
You know, you're wrong, lady.
May I have this gentleman's employment card, please? Yes, Mrs.
It's Kris Kringle, I bet. Ah, North Pole.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Kringle?
Yeah, it's Kris Kringle.
The Santa Claus that we had 2 years ago is back in town, and I feel that we owe it to
Have I
him.
done something wrong?
Uh-huh. Sure did.
Mr. Macy wants to see you immediately.
Uh-oh.
Yes, indeed.
That's a big frickin' elevator.
I've just been telling these gentlemen of the new policy you and Mr. Shellhammer initiated. In the face of this tremendous response on the part of the public.
Uh-huh.
But gentlemen, you cannot argue with success. Telegrams, messages, telephone calls, the governor's wife, the mayor's wife.
The governor's wife?
Not only will our Santa Claus continue in this manner, but I want every salesperson in this store to do precisely the same thing. The store that places public service ahead of profits. In your Christmas envelopes, you'll find a more practical expression of my gratitude.
Oh, yeah, she can't fire him now. She wanted to fire him, didn't she? Because he was from the North Pole.
I fired him.
Who?
Santa Claus.
I don't care if he thinks he's Easter Bunny. You've got to get him back.
Oh, no, I've got to tell Mr. Macy.
But maybe he's only
Yeah,
a
nope.
little crazy. Like painters or composers or some of the...
Painters are a little crazy?
And then we find out that he wasn't really crazy. Mr. Macy will have us examined.
That's interesting that painters are crazy. Is it because they work with so much lead?
But first, get that Santa Claus back. The examination won't be worth a thing without the patient.
Mr. Macy suggested that we find something else for the other Santa Claus and keep you on by all means.
Oh, well, thanks. That's mighty good news.
Yeah.
For the past 50 years or so, I've been getting more and more worried about Christmas. Christmas and I are sort of getting lost in the shuffle.
Still ongoing.
It's a frame of mind. And that's what's been changing. That's why I'm glad I'm here. Maybe I can do something about it.
Yeah, you can. You can do it, Santa.
You two are a test case for me.
A test case?
If I can win you over, there's still hope.
Yes, he'll just give you a little examination.
A mental examination?
Yeah.
Never failed one yet.
Oh.
Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington. Who was the vice president under John Quincy Adams? Daniel D. Tompkins. And I'll bet your Mr. Sawyer doesn't know that.
It's real, Santa. He knows more than you do.
How many days in the week?
70.
Who was the first president of the United States?
George Washington.
Washington, yeah.
How much 3 times 5?
Oh, you asked me that before. You'll find the answer right there at the bottom of the...
I'm conducting this examination.
15.
The same as it was before. 15. You're rather nervous, aren't you, Mr. Sawyer?
We're gonna question you instead.
3. Oh, you bite your nails, too.
I love this, Santa.
Are you happy at home, Mr. Sawyer?
That will be all, Mr. Kringle. The examination's over. You may go.
Yeah. He's perfect.
If that fat, stupid brother of yours would get a job, you wouldn't have to be pestering me all the time.
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
After giving this man a comprehensive examination, it's my considered opinion he should be dismissed immediately.
Why?
But there was complete lack of concentration. He kept changing the subject. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He should be placed in a mental institution.
What?
His is a delusion for good. He only wants to be friendly and helpful.
Oh, well, at least he's defending him.
The deluded is apt to become violent. His whole manner suggests aggressiveness. Look at the way he carries that cane.
Well, I know Chris always carries a cane, but surely you're not implying he'd use the cane as a weapon.
He's using the cane as a cane.
But you asked for my opinion, and I've given it to you. So when he exhibits his latent maniacal tendencies, which I assure you he will...
Yeah, whatever. He's fine.
Speaking of delusions...
Yeah, exactly.
I've had quite a bit of experience, and I assure you Chris has no latent maniacal tendencies.
Good.
If there's the slightest possibility of his becoming violent or getting into any trouble, I couldn't
Possible trouble could he get into?
Oh, goodness. Corporate policies.
There must be someone here at the store who could rent a room out to him.
If someone was within, they could steer him away from any trouble.
Now,
let's see. Who could rent him a room?
Well,
But I'm positive Mrs. Shellhammer wouldn't like it. I have an idea. We always have martinis before dinner. I'll make them double strength.
Yeah, let's get her drunk. We'll convince her.
You take him home to dinner, and I'll call you as soon as my wife's
Plastered.
Good. Very good.
He's just a nice old man.
Play much with them. They play silly games. Like today, they were in the basement playing zoo and all of them were animals.
What's wrong with that? This poor girl has no imagination.
Why didn't you tell him you were a lion or a bear?
Because I'm not a bear or lion.
You can pretend
In order to play it, you've got to have an imagination.
that you're lacking.
The imagination is a place all by itself, a separate country. Now, you've heard of the French nation, the British nation. Well, this is the imagination.
Oh, the imagination.
How would you like to be the Statue of Liberty in the morning and in the afternoon fly south with a flock of geese?
Yeah.
Of course, it takes practice.
Just close your eyes and imagine it, right?
You tell him you're a monkey.
But I don't know how to be a monkey.
Sure you do. Here.
Oh, she's got him in there in the kitchen with her.
Being an exceptional lawyer, I want to open my own office.
Oh, he's a lawyer. Okay, that's interesting.
What's going on here?
We're just having our first lesson in pretending.
Oh, he knows she's gonna be so pissed.
I was just thinking, I'm all alone in my apartment.
Oh, he can stay across the hall. She's not gonna like this. I know it.
Oh, yes, just a moment. It's a Mr. Shellhammer.
I've made the martinis triple strength.
Triple.
Hello?
Oh. No, not wrong way.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, so wrong.
How silly of me. Why, we love to have Santa Claus.
It's Mrs. Shellhammer, and they have the loveliest room.
Oh, no, he already has a room across the hall.
I'm going to stay with Mr. Gailey.
Yeah.
Mr. Gale.
She's already upset. He's getting out of there. What do you got? What is it?
That's what I want for Christmas.
A house?
Doll's house like this.
No, a real house.
Oh.
If you're really Santa Claus, you can get it for me.
That's a big ask.
What could you possibly do with a house like this?
I want a backyard with a great big tree to put a swing on.
Oh.
Guess you can't get it, huh?
I didn't say that.
Oh, he'll have to see what he can do.
It's a tall order.
Yeah.
May I keep this picture?
You know, for her thinking he's nuts, they're sure letting him spend a lot of time with her. Look at that cute little house. He's like, how can I do this?
Nice place you got here. Like living in Manhattan?
Are they sharing the same room? Like, they're sharing the same room with twin beds?
Either that or Cape Cod.
They are!
Does Santa Claus sleep with his whiskers outside or in?
Always sleeping them out. Cold air makes them grow.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, what are they doing? They're making posters. Supply guide.
Yes, I know just what you want. $2.98. Looks like an exceptional bargain.
Why didn't one of you think of this idea?
Yeah. Now Gimbals wants to do it.
From now on, if we haven't got what the customer wants, send him back to Macy's.
Yeah, now we're doing it all over.
Well, we can cover the country, too. No work to get going right away.
All right.
This is great. He is short.
This is just a little something to show my appreciation.
What is it?
That's a bit of money. What are you going to do with it?
A doctor. He's been very kind to me. He needs an x-ray machine.
Oh, I don't think that's going to be enough. I'd better give you some...
I'll make up the difference.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Work together.
Like me to sing you a little goodnight song?
If you want to.
Doesn't your mother ever sing to you at night?
Nope. Does she tell her she doesn't do fairy tales?
To market, to buy a fan.
Do not know this song.
Amazing. Do you happen to have a spare piece?
Oh, has he not done this?
Here goes.
What? Oh, yeah. All over his beard. Mix your beard with a bunch of peanut butter. It'll get it out for you.
Hello, Alfred.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, it's the janitorial guy.
What's the matter?
Remember I was telling you how I like to play Santa Claus over at the Y on Christmas and...
Uh-huh.
Well, he says that's very bad. He's a psychologist, you know.
Whoa, yeah.
He says that guys who dress up like Santa Claus, see, and give presents away, do it because when they was young, they must have did something bad.
Whatever.
They're guilty about it.
Maybe they just like making kids happy. How about that?
How old are you, Alfred?
17.
It doesn't seem to me that you've had time to be guilty of anything much except overeating.
Exactly. That's a good point.
What else has he found wrong with you, Alfred?
Oh, just that I hate my father. I didn't know it, but he says I do.
Yeah,
I just sit in a chair and say anything that comes into my head.
Excuse me, Alfred. A few things have just come into my head, and I'm going to say them.
Good. Go give him a piece to your mind.
I have great respect for psychiatry and great contempt for meddling amateurs who go around practicing.
Oh.
Your job here, I understand, is to give intelligence tests. Passing yourself off as a psychologist. You ought to be horsewhipped.
There, take that.
The boy is definitely maladjusted, and I'm helping.
Maladjusted? You talk about maladjustment. Seems to me that the patient is running the clinic.
Oh, he's getting him fired up.
There's only one way to handle a man like you.
Oh! Oh, he got him.
You must have done something to him.
Oh, he did get a bump.
Tell you, the moment I attacked his delusion, he became violent.
Oh, he's making crap up. Jerk.
Perhaps we better get a competent psychiatrist. I don't think we can take any chances, really, I don't.
And you better have the examination right away, before Mr. Macy finds out.
Oh, he's trying to cover his own ass. Just a reminder that I'm offering a 7-day free trial to new Patreons. That is where you can find all my full reactions and this exclusive content.
This is going to hurt Chris very deeply, and I don't want to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to take some publicity pictures this afternoon down at the City Hall. You and the mayor.
Oh.
Oh, but I'd made an appointment with Mr. Macy at 4 o'clock.
You'll be back in plenty of time.
Thanks. I'll be right with you.
They're gonna take him away.
Where to? Bellevue.
Bellevue.
Yeah, huh? I would have jumped out.
Did she know about this?
We all discussed it.
Attorneys. Oh, this is the neighbor.
Why, yes, we share an apartment together.
Oh, he's talking Chris.
He was wondering if you could bring over his personal things.
Oh, poor Chris.
I'm afraid I shall have to recommend commitment.
I'll be right over, Doctor.
Let's see how this goes.
You deliberately failed that examination, didn't you?
Oh, he did. He deliberately failed it.
Because the last few days I've had great hope. I had a feeling Doris was beginning to believe in me. And now I find out she was only just humoring me all the time.
That was Sawyer's idea.
The truth comes out.
All right, she had doubts. Why not? She hasn't really believed in anything for years.
There's Mr. Sawyer. He's contemptible, dishonest,
Yeah,
selfish,
yeah.
deceitful, vicious. And yet he's out there and I'm in here.
You can't quit. You can't let them down. Maybe someday the Sawyers will be in here instead of out there.
Yeah.
All right. I ought to
Take
be ashamed
that,
of
Sawyer.
Let's get out of here.
Now, wait a minute. You were forgetting you flunked your examination.
But you'll get me out of this. You'll think of something.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
I'll do everything I can.
Okay. Let's see if he can do anything.
I don't care if he failed 10 examinations. You had no right to do it.
Yes, Mr. Macy.
Oh, Mr. Macy.
Suppose I'll have to read all this.
Take my word for it. Just routine commitment papers, cut and dried.
Nuh-uh.
Come in.
Well, that's good timing.
I request a formal hearing to which I may bring witnesses.
I thought you said this was cut and dry.
That's what I was told. I didn't know anything about a protest.
Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna have a trial over this?
Publicity? Oh, we can't have that, Mr. Mara. As a matter of fact, Mr. Macy would rather drop the whole thing right now.
Well, it can't be done. It's too late now. Kringle has been examined by psychiatrists of a city hospital. It has to go through the regular routine.
Yeah, you screwed up.
We're very anxious to avoid publicity of any kind. If you would agree to put this matter through quietly, I'm sure we could find some generous way of expressing our appreciation.
Publicity? You know, that's not a bad idea.
Right.
Thanks, Mr. Sawyer.
Oh, Mr. Cayley.
Oh, you screwed up, buddy. He's going to the press room of Santa who launched Goodwill campaign. He's dizzy at Kris Kringle. I thought that was a mugshot. I was going to laugh.
This Kringle case is dynamite. Let some judge handle it that isn't coming up for re-election.
I can't do that.
See, I hate this politics associated with the law.
I got you elected, didn't I?
Politics should have absolutely nothing to do with the law. It should be blind, right? The law is supposed to be blind.
How about a great big kiss for Grandpa?
Uh-oh.
Fine way to treat their grandfather.
Any man who puts Santa Claus on trial for lunacy.
Oh, it was lunacy. That's what it was.
Oh, don't worry about me. I've got the best lawyer in the world.
The commitment papers are before you. Your Honor, please, I should like to call the first witness.
Mr. Kringle, you don't have to answer any questions against your wishes or even testify at all.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
What is your name?
Kris Kringle.
Yeah, Kris Kringle.
Where do you live?
That's what this hearing will decide.
Uh-huh.
You believe that you're Santa Claus?
Of course.
State rests, Your Honor.
That's it. They rest. That was quick.
I believe he was employed to play Santa Claus. Perhaps he didn't understand the question correctly.
Oh, I understood the question perfectly, Your Honor.
Why is it such a bad thing?
Questions at this time.
Why is it a bad thing that he wants to be Santa? Or is Santa? Or says he's Santa?
Anyone who thinks he's Santa Claus is not sane.
Not
Nope.
necessarily. You believe yourself to be Judge Harper, yet no one questions your sanity because you are Judge Harper. And if he is the person he
So
believes
they
himself
have to
be,
prove that he's not Santa.
I intend to prove that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
There you go.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, we're kissing each other now.
You're not serious about this.
Of course I am.
But you can't possibly prove that he's Santa Claus.
Why not?
Honestly,
It's the
Fred.
best defense I can use, completely logical and completely unexpected.
And
Uh-huh.
what about your bosses, Hayslip and Mackenzie and the rest of them? What do they say?
And either I drop this impossible case immediately, or they will drop me.
See?
I beat them to it. I quit.
Oh,
You can't just throw your career away because of a sentimental whim.
he's not throwing his career away.
My career away.
No, he's getting publicity.
Don't have any faith in me, do you?
No.
It's not a question of faith, it's just common sense.
Yeah, well, she doesn't believe in fairy tales.
You give up your job, you throw away all your security, and then you expect me to be happy about it.
Someday you're going to find out that your way of facing this realistic world just doesn't work.
Strong opinions.
Mr. Kringle seems to be a nice old man, and I don't see why you have to keep persecuting him.
Oh, so now he's the prosecutor.
It's up to the state of New York, and I'm just their duly appointed legal representative.
Sometimes I wish I'd married a butcher.
Uh-huh.
Your name?
R.H. Macy.
Do you really believe that this man is Santa Claus?
Macy admits Santa Claus is a fraud. What are you gonna do?
I do.
Yeah!
Psychologist. Where'd you graduate from? A correspondence school? You're fired.
Yeah! Take that.
There is no such person as Santa Claus, and everybody knows it.
Your Honor, I submit it's purely a matter of opinion. Can Mr. Mara offer any proof that there is no Santa Claus?
Right.
It's the New York State Supreme Court, and I'll not waste this court's time with such childish nonsense.
It's the Supreme Court.
Is there or is there not a Santa Claus?
Oh, geez. What is he gonna do?
But if you go back in there and rule that there's no Santa Claus, you better start looking for that chicken farm right now.
I'm a responsible judge. I've taken an oath. How can I seriously rule that there is a Santa Claus?
Why don't you look? You go back and tell him that the New York State Supreme Court rules there's no Santa Claus. The kids read it and they don't hang up their stockings. The toy manufacturers are gonna like that, so they have to lay off a lot of their employees. And the department stores are gonna love you too. You go on back in there and tell them that you rule there's no Santa Claus. Go on. But if you do, remember this. You can count on getting just 2 votes, your own and that district attorney's out there.
The district attorney's a Republican.
Well, wait. Judges aren't supposed to be Democratic or Republican. They're supposed to be impartial. I didn't think that. I don't remember voting one way or the other like that.
The question of Santa Claus seems to be largely a matter of opinion. This court, therefore, intends to keep an open mind.
He's crazy, too.
Can he produce any evidence to support his views?
If Your Honor, please, I can. Thomas Mara, Jr.
Oh, his son? Oh, yeah. Did your dad say there's a Santa Claus? Yep.
Do you believe in Santa Claus, Tommy?
Sure I do.
What does he look like?
There he
Him.
is, sitting
Yep.
there.
Right.
Your Honor, I protest.
Nope.
Overruled.
Uh-huh.
Why are you so sure there's a Santa Claus?
Because my daddy told me.
Yeah. Gotcha, sucker.
Thank you, Tommy.
Got him. Yeah. What are you going to say about that, Dad?
Your Honor, the state of New York concedes the existence of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I therefore request that Mr. Gailey now submit authoritative proof that Mr. Kringle is the one and only Santa Claus.
I'm afraid
Okay.
we must agree.
I ask for an adjournment until tomorrow.
The court stands adjourned till tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Who's he going to get?
I've got a feeling he is Santa Claus, Mother.
Some people don't believe that.
He's not like anyone else. He must be Santa.
I think perhaps you're right, Susie.
Then I'm going to write him a letter.
Dear Mr. Kringle, your mother says you're sad. I'm writing because I want you to be happy again. I tell you that I believe all that you told me and everything will turn out fine. I even believe you will get me the present I asked for. Who's she going to send it to, though? I believe in you. What nice penmanship. Where's it going to go? Wow, that's a lot of mail. Look at that, going through it by hand. Chris Kringle, New York County Courthouse.
How many Santa Claus letters we got down at the dead letter office? I don't know. There must be about 50,000 of them. It'd be kind of nice to get rid of them, wouldn't it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you get a couple of trucks up here, big ones, right away?
Yeah. Send them all the mail.
Chris, I'm afraid I've got bad news for you.
It's all over, George. Look at him. He has...
Oh, you got a bunch of mail, yeah. Did you see him back there? It's this big.
Not one competent authoritative proof that this man is Santa Claus. I ask that you sign the commitment papers without further delay.
I'd like to submit the following facts and evidence. It concerns the Post Office Department, an official agency of the United States government.
Oh, yeah.
Furthermore, the United States postal laws and regulations make it a criminal offense to willfully misdirect
Oh.
We are very happy to concede Mr. Gailey's
Uh-huh.
claims.
Good.
I have here 3 letters. They're addressed simply Santa Claus. No other address whatsoever.
Right.
Yet these letters have just now been delivered to Mr. Kringle by bona fide employees
Yeah.
of the post office.
3 letters, Your Honor, are hardly positive proof.
I have further exhibits, Your Honor, but I hesitate to produce them.
Oh, come on, bring them.
All right.
Put them here on the desk.
You asked for it. Yeah. Here you go, buddy. How many bags of mail would you like?
Every one of these letters is addressed to Santa Claus. The post office has delivered them. Therefore, the Post Office Department, a branch of the federal government, recognizes this man, Chris Kringle, to be the one and only Santa Claus.
Since the United States government declares this man to be Santa Claus, this court will not dispute it. Case dismissed.
It all it took was one guy in the mailroom.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. And a very Merry Christmas to you. And the same
Yep.
to you.
Good job, Judge.
I had to wait to tell you. I got your note.
Oh.
Breakfast, a beautiful tree, and I'd like to have you and Susan.
I can't think of anyone I'd rather spend Christmas
Okay.
with. Would you like to come to dinner tonight?
Tonight? I can't.
That's right. He's got to deliver all the presents.
Yes, you know my assistant, Alfred, Mr. Macy?
Merry Christmas, Alfred. Mr. Shellhammer, there's something here.
His assistant. His X-ray machine.
Not the one Mr. Kringle was going to get for me.
What was that?
It doesn't matter. I didn't get it.
I don't suppose you even want to talk to me.
You couldn't get it because you're not Santa Claus,
No.
and I shouldn't have believed you.
I was wrong when I told you that.
Oh.
Susan. You must have faith in him.
That doesn't make sense, Mommy.
Faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to.
That's right. Have faith.
You mean it's like if at first you don't succeed, try
Sure.
again.
May I drive you home?
Thank you.
Now, if you'll go this way, you'll miss a lot of traffic. I've written it all down.
Oh. They're going to go drive to the house, I bet.
This must be the turn here.
Oh, goodness.
Stop, Uncle Fred! Stop! Stop!
Found it!
It is, I know it is. My room upstairs is just like I knew it would be. Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
Where are you going?
To see if there's a swing. There is one, there is one.
Woo!
Sign outside said it's for sale. We can't let her down.
I never really doubted you.
Oh, wow! Always Kane is there.
No, it can't be.
Maybe I didn't do such a wonderful thing after.
He's really Santa. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. That was Miracle on 34th Street, 1947, the black and white version. And the black and white version did not bother me in the slightest. I, enjoyed it thoroughly. The colorless didn't bother me. I wasn't like searching for like, what color should that be? And what color should this be? So, you know what? My Patreons are absolutely right. The black and white is the way to go. Because I'm sure it's the original. There was lots of little things that were super interesting to me. Just how they handle things versus how we handle things nowadays. And the person that they got to play Santa did an absolutely fabulous job. I believed he was Santa. Did you? I mean, obviously, the whole end where the post office decides, let's send all the letters to him, then that's the way to do it. The United States government said he's Santa. He's getting all the letters. That was really smart on their part. And that got the judge out of the bind real quick. He didn't have to decide anything. The government had already decided, right? It was federally decided, not state-based. What else? I thought the tempo was good. I enjoyed all the characters. The sound was a bit lacking in parts. But what can you expect? It's from 1947. And yeah, I liked it. Thank you so much to my Patreons for picking this one for my Santa theme. And thank you to all of you for subscribing and liking and watching the channel. So, Merry Christmas. And never forget that you are awesome. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.